don't know. Sheets was just a maybe possibly coming. So I'm going to go through this little showdown slate a little bit by myself. We talked about it. Me and Sheets did a preview already earlier today. If you haven't seen that, I'll cover all that. I'm going to just pull up my showdown screen and talk from there. I'm not scripting anything. We've had some really, really close calls on some huge wins already on the showdown with literally like 10 entries in the lottery and that kind of stuff. So we're probably going to keep that way of going. I am playing more single entries, more like, 3 maxes, that type of thing, just because it's the best way to find a chance to actually win a tournament. You might end up chopping the millionaire tournament for less money than gets won in those other tournaments, which I ran into last week. So let's get into it. I'm going to talk through it and pull up my screen really quick, and we'll talk through this slate. If there's any questions or thoughts, please get them in as soon as you possibly get here. Don't forget to please like and subscribe. It's ready in here, and we will go from there. All right, so here's what I'm doing. Basically, so you can see, let's just go to the cap. Let's talk about the captains first. I'm going to sort by ownership here of the captains. And you can see McCaffrey's going to be wildly popular. You're going to have to get really different and leave a lot on the table if you're going to make him a captain. Debo is going to be really popular. Again, same type of thing. Daniel Jones, at least you have some options because you can play him with some of the receivers no one wants to play. But I'm going to be under on all of these captains. The only one of these that I'm actually playing as of right now is Christian McCaffrey, for what it's worth. I like McCaffrey fine here, but it is a Thursday after a Sunday afternoon game, and I am going to be way overweight Elijah Mitchell. That's probably one of I'm not going to play him in the captain spot, obviously, but I might actually play him in the captain spot in the tournament or two. Let's see how far down we go. Elijah Mitchell, about 10% owned in the flex. That's really, really good. And we know he hasn't seen a lot of work yet. I think this is a great opportunity to take advantage of that and load up on Mitchell, as they're going to probably want more spells for McCaffrey. They don't want him to get hurt this early in the season. There's potential blowout that could get Mitchell some more run. So I'm really liking that Mitchell play in general. Not so much the captain, but my main captains are going to be George Kittle. As I said, I will have a little bit of McCaffrey, but less than the field. I will have some 49ers defense just in case. I will have some Darren Waller and Daniel Jones, but not really getting the Purdy and Samuel. I'm also going to, people are to talk about some value. So I'm going to talk value here. All right. So the value is, Ronnie Bell is the one everyone's going to play. I'm going to say you can get significantly lower ownership and potentially more upside. I don't even know which one necessarily you'd say has more upside, but I think Ray McLeod is completely in play here and has multiple ways of scoring. So I like that. My favorite spend all the way down. I already mentioned Mitchell as my other favorite spend at 2,400. A little bit more expensive, but whatever. I don't mind Daniel Bellinger in a couple lineups at 800. We would rather go overweight on him. I understand the Ronnie Bell thing, but there's no reason he should be that much more owned than Ray McLeod or even down to Daniel Bellinger, in my opinion. So those are the guys I'm going to side with more. Use check is always the fun one, everybody says, because you hope he gets in the end zone once. I am not doing the use check thing much. I think we have other options we can use. And I like the Juwan Jennings. I don't think I'm going to get to captain him, but we've seen Jennings twice a year he'll have a game, and maybe this is not the worst idea as a board captain. So anyway, we'll get to it. Let's see what we got. Looks like No Roadie is going to be here tonight, but we got it in the Discord, which is always nice to have. And we've got Brandon Cruz. Let's see what he says. He's running stuff right now. 100% McCaffrey captain, probably 80% Mitchell flex, going to underweight Daniel Jones, close to fading. Interesting. I like that, Brandon. I mean, I think it's definitely an interesting way of building. The only problem I have with the McCaffrey thing is, are they really going to run McCaffrey into the ground on a Thursday against the Giants after a Sunday afternoon game, the third week of the season? McCaffrey's biggest issue has been staying healthy his whole career. I just have a hard time seeing that on these Sunday, Thursday slates. I actually had a note to myself, always play Mitchell and get lower on McCaffrey. And that's always going to be my strategy for all starting running backs too. We don't have a starting running back for the Giants, so we don't have the normal starting running back for the Giants. So let's talk about who we're going to play here. So you can see that Breida is getting 26% ownership currently projected in the flex, and you're going to get very little Gary Brightwell. I think that it's reasonable to split up your Brightwell and Breida ownership. I think you could definitely split those guys in half, and that would make a lot of sense. I like what Rhodey's pointing out here, the double RB thing. You play that McCaffrey with the Eli Mitchell, and I honestly probably will have some 4 running back sets tonight. I think that actually makes a little bit of sense too, because I think you can play both Breida and Brightwell. Kind of hard for them both to get there. Probably will side with one, but I do think I'm looking at 2 running backs from the Niners, 1 from the Giants. It's kind of tricky when I say San Francisco because I just did a baseball stuff, so I keep saying the Giants and Niners. I'm getting mixed up because I've got San Francisco playing the Giants, which is a little just weird on a baseball slate that we just did. And I was talking about the Giants the whole time, the San Francisco Giants, of course. Anyway, I like that idea as sort of a start of not a core, but a start of a build. Like I think I'll have a lot of that McCaffrey, Eli Mitchell, and one of Breida or Brightwell. And I think you're getting a little different by doing that right off the bat, especially if you're going to captain. We go back to the ownerships for captain. I think that, and as I pointed out, this is what's great about the Niners is they're a fun showdown team because they have so many different guys who can get there. We talked about the Juwan Jennings getting there a couple times last year, but basically every year. We have the George Kittle gets there a couple times every year. I think you take shots on these guys and maybe fade some of the ownership of the McCaffrey, Debo, Daniel Jones, and Brock Purdy. That's what I'm doing. So that's where I'm in. So all right, guys, fire in questions and thoughts because I'm really I'm looking at my exposures right now. I'm still going to be whittling away, but I'll give away some of my current exposures. I usually just do it in our premium, but it's okay. We're early enough, and I still have some time to go edit. But this is what I've got. I actually have a ton of Daniel Jones right now. I am not on the side of fading Daniel Jones. I really think it's hard for him to fail here, even if he doesn't put up. I think he's putting up 10 fantasy points. And the question is there anybody else in the Giants that you feel certain is going to probably put up at least 10 fantasy points? Not really. And you got to play one of them. So if I wasn't playing Daniel Jones, maybe I'd play the Giants defense. Maybe I would play both running backs, but I'm probably going to be very, very high on Jones, close to 80%. I'll be splitting up Breida and Brightwell, but I'll be a little bit more on the Breida side. I'm going to be obviously very high on McCaffrey, but I am trying to get some builds without him just in case. I'm going to be right now. I have 55% Eli Mitchell. I love that. I'm at 60% of Purdy. These are in the flex. 60% of Samuel. 60% of Kittle. I do have 25% Bellinger, and I have 40% Waller. I have 20% 25% Ray McLeod, and 15% Ronnie Bell. Just to give an idea of what I'm doing. And then I've got 15% Jennings, but I'm probably going to end up closer to 30% on Jennings, maybe even flirting with a potential captain for Jennings over there. Sorry, guys. Anyway, pop in any thoughts and questions. I'm happy to go over anything, but I don't really have a whole lot more to talk about other than exactly what I'm doing. I'll just go through the ownerships of guys in the flex and say whether I'll be under or over. McCaffrey will be more than 50% owned, but I'll be probably around 75%, 75 to 85% McCaffrey, maybe a little bit less. I will probably be 60 to 70% on Purdy, probably 75% on Daniel Jones, probably 50% on Debo. Going down the list, I'll probably be right near the field with Waller, ahead of the field on Kittle, under the field on Moody, a little bit above the field on Breida. A little bit below the field on the 49ers defense, below the field on all the Giants receivers, which would make me nervous, but it just never happens. These guys just never get there. One of them probably will tonight, but I am not playing the Giants roulette right now with the wide receiver. I am using the tight ends more with them, and I'm using the Breida and Jones to Breida type of combination. Graham Gano, underweight. Ronnie Bell, underweight. Elijah Mitchell, overweight by a ton. Isaiah Hodgins would be the one receiver that I would have some interest in from the Giants. I do like the Giants defense. I'll probably be overweight on that. No interest in Wan'Dale Robinson for me. No interest really in Kyle Juszczyk for me. No interest in Hyatt for me. And that brings us back to, basically what I'm doing. Yeah, the Giants are missing pieces. I do like the Niners defense, and I think they're going to be popular, but I just don't want to eat all the chalk at defense. It just feels weird. And I did see that with the Giants, but it's, the left guard and the tackle are out. I still think that, they're in trouble anyway. Even if those guys play, you could argue that maybe the backups have a better chance. They've been so bad outside of like a miracle half against Arizona, who's terrible. Yeah, it's a weird situation tonight. So I will post my exposures in the premium channel. I don't see a lot of other questions coming in, but I'd be happy to talk through anything. I just don't know what else to do when we don't have a back and forth to talk about which guys we like. So I just figured I'd say who I like, who I'm overweight on, who I'm underweight on. If Rody wants to enter in the chat who he likes, he did mention the double running back thing, and he likes Bellinger a little bit. I think that makes some sense. So that's pretty much where I'm at. So guys, if there's any questions, I'll give you another 30 seconds to get them in. Otherwise, I am going to get out of here and wish everyone good luck on the showdown. And hopefully we have some screenshots in the Discord and all that later tonight. Okay, giving you guys a minute. Looks like things are drying up in here. All right. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you all for watching. Thanks so much. Please click the like button so we can keep doing these for free. As I said, me and Cheese did a preview already for this one, and you kind of know where I'm at. So I'm just going to wish you guys luck, and I'll see you guys hopefully at the top of leaderboards a little later on.